What up, YouTube? Shota Otaku here. And today I wanted to talk about a game that the internet's already pretty much exploded about, but I had to give my 2 cents on something like this, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And just the series as a whole, and why I think you should go and try them out. Now for me, the entire Xeno series and everything else, it all started for me back in 2017 with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, for the hardcore Xeno fans out there, you're probably looking at me and shaking your head, because the reality is this series started back on the PlayStation 2 with Xenogears and Xenosaga, or PlayStation 1 for Xenogears. Feel free to correct me, it's fine. But for me, it started back in 2017. With this game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now at the time, I was actually getting right back into gaming after a long hiatus, kind of coming out of a weird point in my life. But something about it was just so enthralling and magical to me. Just the music, the characters, the story, it's literally like, I can't even describe it, just magical. Those memories that I have of staying up until 4 in the morning, hanging out with cat girls and sparkly sword dudes. But from there, of course, I had to keep going, so I went ahead and I picked up Xenoblade Chronicles 3D to experience the first game in its entirety. And, I'll be honest, even though most fans love this game way more, for me, it just didn't hit the same. And it wasn't until way later when I replayed it on the Switch in the form of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition that I really felt like, okay, I get it now. And just the story with, what starts off as what you think it is and what it turns out to be is just one of the most incredible gaming experiences of all time. Absolute masterpiece. Of course, we also have the bastard child of the family, Xenoblade Chronicles X, which admittedly I've still not had a chance to play, but someday I hope to. From what I understand, playthroughs for that game can range anywhere from 400 to 1,000 hours, so I'm kind of saving that for retirement, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Sorry, I had to edit a little bit. I think I might have had a minor stroke there. But anyway, back to the subject at hand, Xenoblade 3. So back in 2017, obviously, I was at a very different point in my life. This was 5 years ago. I looked very different. I had a very different friends group. My lifestyle was very different.
This is about to be crazy.
Yeah, so I was pretty different. Obviously, not the shredded otaku you see today. But, when this game was coming out, I was kind of questioning, like, am I at a point in my life where I'm really able to enjoy a game like this again? Like, do I need to hang out with cat girls and sparkly sword dudes until 4 in the morning with where I'm at now? And the answer is absolutely hell yes, I do. Leading up to the game, it was almost like they freaking read my mind in terms of what I would want out of a threequel. I mean, come on. You throw Xenoblade characters in, you give them freaking Dragon Ball Z style fusion that turned them into literally Evangelion looking robot things. Like, bro, like what? So obviously I had to pick the game up. And after 20 hours, I have to say that I've cried a little bit, I've gotten a little bit dehydrated playing a little too long, and I freaking love it, dude. One thing that I will say is that if you love JRPGs and you love sparkly sword dudes and cat girls, then this is the game for you. It's one of those games where realistically, like, it's not any one part of it that makes it so great. The battle system, most in-depth battle system than anything I've ever seen.
I'll call them. Cheers for that. Knock it off. Healing them. A load of it. good.
I've got to do something fast! Don't try! I'm good at this, Holy. Got you covered.
I'll be honest with you, like, it's a commitment. You know, it'll take you a full day to wrap your head around the battle system, and then it'll throw something else at you, and you realize you still don't get it. And just exploring the world, like, going out, you know, obviously we live in a world that's post-Breath of the Wild, so we're all kind of used to, like, these big, expansive worlds, but with Xenoblade it's a little bit different, because, like, every encounter could kill you and set you back, and, again, there's a huge learning curve to just kind of literally everything. So you walk out into these huge, expansive worlds, and you're kind of intimidated, but in, like, a really majestic way, dude. Like, it's freaking cool. And I've never seen any other game quite do that the same way. It's almost like what you'd imagine those massive games to be back in, like, the PS1 and Super Nintendo era with JRPGs, but they just didn't have the technology to make it happen. Now they do. But outside of that, just, like, the characters, the writing, like, every character will grow on you in a certain way, like a really good anime would. And you'll fall in love with them, dude. You know? And there's gonna be scenes, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, there's gonna be scenes that make you cry. Like, really make you cry, dude. Because they get deep. You know? The coolest part about Xenoblade is that the story, at its face value, is, like, one thing, but then underneath that is, like, a whole nother layer of just, like, what it really is. You know, there's the immediate present, which, you know, is everything going on around you. And then there's way more. And it gets into so many deep concepts of just, you know, life and morality and just everything in between that will make you stop and go, holy shoot, dude, this is a game. But, you know, it's beautiful in that sense. And everything leading up to this release, I felt like was just hype that this series deserved. You know, even just, like, with the special edition, which, I'm sorry if mentioning that gives some of you PTSD, but, like, because of the release of this game, at the end of the day, like, they pushed it forward. They had to swap the release slot with Splatoon 3 for whatever reason. Realistically, it probably had to do with Nintendo having this game well completed, and Splatoon needed some work for, you know, its internet matchmaking. That's what I'm assuming. I have no idea, but if I were Nintendo, that would be my decision making. So they bumped the release up for Xenoblade 3, which for me, like, I saw that and I was like, dude, what? Hype. But then there was the matter of the special edition, which, you know, in the world of manufacturing, you kind of time things a certain way, and they weren't gonna have those on release day. So Nintendo went out and tweeted and was like, yo, if you want the special edition, just buy it from our Nintendo store. And everyone had their own theory. You know, oh, they're trying to stop scalping and this and that. No, like, it's literally just manufacturing. If you understand how manufacturing works, it was just a hiccup that they had to deal with, and that was their best route. But in doing that, they really just incited a lot of just crazy hype over this special edition, which, you know, let's be honest, today in the scalping world of video games, like, it didn't really take much. But just trying to order that special edition, like, it took a full day, and then it took a whole nother full day. Like, literally, like, the entire website crashed, the entire internet was in flames. Everyone was just like, dude, like, I just want... People that had never heard of this series just wanted this game. Some of those were obviously scalpers. But then there was, you know, the people like me that were super fans that were like, dude, like, I really actually want this. You know, luckily my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend, was able to snag me one because I had given up. I had sat in the QA for so long that I was like, dude, I'm done. Like, I'm going to the gym, I'm hitting the squat rack, I'm letting out all this anger. And while I was gone, she was actually able to get one in the car, which is freaking incredible. But, you know, just that, and just that, like, literally just that. So much hype. But seeing the internet as a whole react the way that it has over this release, and seeing the PlayStation fanboys complain about why it's not on their console, like, this is truly the level of attention that this series, I think, deserves. Because again, you know, Xenoblade is not great because of any one thing. You know, it's great because of literally everything. It is a masterpiece. You know, if you like anything remotely JRPG related, you know, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, any of those types of games, you're gonna freaking love this series, and you need to, you know, pick it up and play right now. But also be aware that every game is going to range between the 60 and 200 hour mark easily for each playthrough. So maybe do it when you're not picking up too many credits at school or something. But it's worth it, dude. It really is. And you know, my experiences so far, I'm not super far in the game, but I've already had a lot of moments where I'm realizing just how deep this is.
We can't leave it like this.
And just how much care and effort they put in. And dude, it is freaking beautiful. You know, one of my favorite things about playing this game now and reflecting on where I was in 2017 is now I have, you know, of course, my beautiful girlfriend on the couch next to me, just kind of experiencing this and what it means to me, which sounds super weird and deep, but, you know, it is what it is. And she does things like name all the monsters.
Is that a leaf horse? It's a leaf horse. A colorful Furby with wings. A winged Furby. Oh my god, are those mermaid dogs? It's a mermaid dog! That is a fire chicken.
And she's also there, you know, just when I have a moment and I cry.
I think that's enough.
About something, you know, super deep anime scene related. And dude, it's, again, I just can't express how incredible this is and how much I want everyone in the world to pick this game up immediately. So I guess to encapsulate everything into one little snippet, it would just be play this freaking game, dude. Like, it doesn't matter where you start. You could start with 3 and work your way back after you fall in love with the series. I mean, I played 2, and then I played 1, and then I kind of started up X and turned it off, and then I replayed 1, and then I played Torna, and now I'm playing 3. And I think that's fine, dude. Like, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you're honestly, even after you play the games, you're still gonna look up some lore videos and try to understand what the hell you just saw. Because again, dude, this story is deep, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. So, you know, this isn't a review, but 10 out of 10, hands down. Pick it up right now. Also, if you're still here, magically, feel free to subscribe, like, you know, and share. I'd like to grow this channel into something that's a little bigger and more concise. I plan to kind of do some giveaways and unboxings in the future, but, you know, first things first, we got to make this channel a thing, so, you know, show the love, guys. All right, Shredded Otaku. Peace out.